Coming soon to theaters from Disney and Pixar.
Acquire target. Target 24 square to the right of the road.
Roger, got it.
Give me a reading.
Looks like 1.5 mils.
Roger that, 1.5 mils. That's 445 yards. Let's go with our 450 yard dope. Dial in 975 MOA from our 100 yard zero.
975 MOA.
I have a slight left to right wind. Dial in left 1 MOA.
Roger, left 1 MOA.
Spotter's up. Send it. Nice shot. Target eliminated.
We got it.
We got it.
Hello. You might be thinking I'm holding a bird in my hand, but in reality it's a government drone created to spy on us. You see, in 1947, the CIA was founded with the sole purpose of surveying the populace of the United States to ensure that they were not pro-communist. In 1953, Allen Dulles was appointed the first civilian director of the CIA. Now he wanted to ramp up surveillance over the populace of the United States, and after extensive research concluded that the future of surveillance was in the sky. In 1956, he met with President Dwight D. Eisenhower to propose a plan to put cameras in the sky. And in May of 1956, he implemented a plan to eradicate birds. You see, he needed more room to place drones in the sky, and he concluded that eradicating the birds was the only way. So that's what he did. He used methods such as bird poison, windmills, DDT, and many other methods to reach this goal. And that's how we're here. We're spied on by birds.
Good. This is one of the most common specimens of fake birds around the time of John F. Kennedy's era. So at first, this just looks like a normal turkey, but this is really the Turkey X500. It is a prototype bird designed to kill and take down other large birds like bald eagles and vultures. So it looks like a bird, but then when you reach in here, you can clearly see all the parts in here. So we have some large nuts, we have screws, we have even smaller nuts, and we have boxes of fuses. These are all essential parts to the functioning of these robots. And clearly, if this was a bird, what kind of bird would contain these parts inside of it? "23 men from the Boeing engineering department were sent to Area 51 in order to work on the top secret B-52B bombers. These were variations of the B-52 bomber, but they had large tanks of water inside of them that were used for poison chemtrails to put into the sky and poison and kill all the birds. And this was kept a top secret project, even from everyone. Even the president at the time didn't know. They named this operation Operation Water the Country, which then they changed later to Operation Very Large Bird, because Operation Big Bird was not an option. They did not want to get sued by the PBS show Sesame Street. After this operation, the president found out about it, and he ordered it immediately to be shut down. After this order, people found out. After this order, stop it there.
That would have been so good if you hit it.
Stupid bird. Couple more shots.
And these robots are durable.
Alright. There we go. We're just gonna have that one last shot because I totally.
As my brother in Christ, believer Declan Harrison, just stated, a core component of the birds aren't real theory is bauxite. Bauxite, an amorphous clay-like substance, is the key material predominantly used in the production of lightweight aluminum bird robots. Now, how does this all connect to Vietnam? Well, the answer is simple. Vietnam is the third largest bauxite reserve in the world. The government may tell you that the Vietnam War was fought over stopping communism, but let's be realistic, the government cares nothing but for itself. Unlucky. And thus, throughout the 1960s and 70s, the US government excavated thousands of tons of bauxite while hiding under the ruse of the Vietnam War. These ores were then boxed and shipped to the many production plants in the United States.
It is.
Alright.
Whenever you're ready.
You might wonder, how did the US government get people to build these robot birds and not talk about it? Well, this all occurred in the 70s, and as we know, the 70s was peak drug era. Acid was rampant throughout the streets, given out like candy to everyone. You could go buy it at your local supermarket. So what the government did was, they would go around to clubs and bars looking for people who would be able to assemble these robot birds. They then told these people they were hosting costume parties, and that they would on acid. So they had these people dressed up in factory worker clothing, and they gave them fake tabs of acid and told them that they were being sent out to the party. But where they were really going was a bus ride to a government bunker where they would assemble bird robots 24/7 and listen to Pink Floyd music the whole time. This experience was so bizarre that these people all just thought they were going on the weirdest trip of their lives, and no one ever snitched about it, and the government got away with all of it until now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the director of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Brian Tang. You can trust me in anything that I say because I'm wearing glasses and I'm also Asian. Today, I'll be representing varying federal interests in debunking the birds aren't real theory. To start us off, we have a listing of the general premise of the birds aren't real theory, written personally by a birds aren't real supporter. I mean, clearly this group of individuals has mental deficiencies. The entire thing is meaningless and unintelligible. There's literally nothing comprehensive about this summary, like, what even is this? Windmills are bird-killing machines? Come on, guys. Let's be serious here. Next up, we have a quote-unquote leaked classified CIA document for a fake bird blueprint. Here we can clearly see some sort of radio antenna for communications perhaps, and also a USB port for charging or for playing music potentially. Now, the blueprint itself seems to be a little rudimentary. One might even go so far as to say that it was hand-drawn by a high schooler in their government class. And finally here we have the central thesis. Okay, I can't really argue with this math. It seems that they have us here. Let's quickly go to the next slide. Alright, so to prove that birds are real, I've included a detailed depiction of a bird and its internal and external anatomy. We clearly possess a very strong understanding of birds and what goes on inside their bodies. As you can see, there are no mechanic parts within the bird. Furthermore, my extremely low resolution image showcases that birds have long existed on Earth. Their evolutionary ancestors, the dinosaurs, roamed this planet long before we did. One might point out that animals cannot magically grow wings and feathers, but to that, I respond by saying that I have a PhD and you do not. Think about that for a minute. As a conclusive point, the birds aren't real conspiracy has now been officially overturned in a recent interview. Here is Peter McKindo, a 23-year-old college dropout who is the lead conspirator and creator of the Birds Aren't Real movement. This year, Peter made the conscious and voluntary decision, with some healthy encouragement if you catch my drift, to reveal that the entire theory was in fact a hoax, and a fabrication that would help promote awareness surrounding misinformation on the internet. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you all learned something.
Birds are real.
Birds are real.
This is a satirical video.
This is a satirical video.
This is a social media joke.
This is a social media joke.
It was made up by college students.
It was made up by college students. Help me.
Birds are a key part of the ecosystem.
Birds are a key part of the ecosystem.
It would collapse if birds were eradicated.
It would collapse if birds were eradicated.
Birds are not being used to spy on American citizens.
Birds are not being used to spy on American citizens.
Birds are real.
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 Thank you.